I'm Ricky Rubio. I'm next. I started playing basketball when I had 4 years old, and my dad was the coach, so I started to play. My strength in the basketball court is that I team play. I am pointer, so I want to everybody are happy with me for passing the ball, and if he's happy, I'm happy. 3 things that people don't know about Ricky Rubio. One of them is I'm so shy. I don't want to be the focus of the people. Another one is I like music. I listen to music before the games and to be ready to play. And another one is I love basketball. I love win. I hate lose.
Despite the fact most NBA fans have barely seen him play, Ricky Rubio's pre-draft buzz has been exceeded only by Blake Griffin. Wherever he lands Thursday night, his reputation and his YouTube-worthy game will precede him. You've seen his sleight of hand passing and his Ringo Starr haircut. Time to get to know the player. Rubio spoke with Jaime Mota of ESPN Deportes about coming to America.
What is it like to be Ricky Rubio right now?
I'm exciting, you know. Draft day is one of my best days in my career, so I'm excited to be there.
What do you say are your biggest strengths as a player?
I'm really a point guard, you know. There are many players who say I'm a point guard, but what they want is to score, you know. Sometimes a point guard don't need to score in a game to be a really point guard, you know. The point guard needs to pass the ball and put his teammates in the right way.
How do you think that your style fits in the NBA, or how will it fit in the NBA?
I don't know yet, but I like to run, and there are many teams who love to run, and NBA style is fast, you know, and that's my style.
What did you gain from playing in the Olympics and facing the likes of Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul?
It was a dream game, unbelievable. The first game they beat us so easily, but the second game we stopped them, but we couldn't win. I was playing against them, and before to play against them, I said, oh, that's guy, I'm playing PlayStation with them, and now I'm guarding them.
How did you decide, this is when I want to declare myself eligible for the draft?
If I can play against the best players in NBA, I can play there, you know. So after the Olympic Games, I talked with my family, with my agent, that I get ready to play there. So
there's been a lot of people that have said that you could go probably as high as #2 to 4, 5, depending on what teams do. What do you think about that?
This is a dream for me, you know. The people who talk that maybe I'm a top 5 draft pick. When like in 2000, 2001, when Pau Gasol get drafted in #3, I was dreaming how he can play in NBA in 3 pick, and I'm here now. So this is a dream for me. I want to live this dream, and we want to see which pick can I get.
Rubio will be leaving the only pro team he's ever known. He's played his whole career with DKB Juventud in Badalona outside Barcelona. He won the FIBA Europe's Young Player of the Year award in both '07 and '08. He was also the youngest player to ever compete in a Spanish League pro game. He's a member of the Spanish national team as well, competing, of course, in the Beijing Olympics. Most of you saw him there last summer. So, Lab, pros and cons to Rubio as a pro.
Well, this is another example of high risk for high reward, and obviously NBA teams willing to take that risk. We know the given is he has an uncanny sense or feel for the game, in particular when you consider how young he is. But there are the downsides. You talk to NBA people, they mention his lack of strength, his lack of lateral foot speed, the fact he's turnover prone. This past year he improved his shot, but prior was very inconsistent from long distance. And so there is the upside, the sense, the feel for the game, the comparisons to Pete Maravich, a flamboyance, a very entertaining brand of basketball that he brings to a franchise, and yet there are so many questions. We already talked about and chronicled the contract, the buyout issues. Is he going to adapt and adjust coming from overseas at such a young age? And then we talked about the other physical aspects there's concerns about, and yet there he is, which is surprising, so high in the draft. Usually when we talk upside, it's about big men that are 7 foot and they're willing to overlook some of the flaws or chinks in the armor because the upside of the fact 7-footers are rare that can play the game. But this is a guard that has those chinks in the armor, a little unusual.
And the problem with that is when you're picking in the top 5, you normally want a franchise player, a clear-cut franchise player. With so many questions behind this young man, it's hard to say. You haven't really seen him against top-notch competition, but he has his positives. He's 6'5". He has a high basketball IQ. He's a very good passer, playmaker. But will that translate into the NBA game? Does he have the shooting range to open up the floor? Does he have the quickness or the explosion to get past other top-notch point guards in the NBA? That's going to be his learning curve. And I saw one thing in that tape that was a little bit disturbing about coming to the NBA. He said he was shy and he doesn't like people to make him the focus of attention. Well, get ready, because when you come into the NBA, it's all over.
Well, he's the focus of an entire nation right now over in Spain. He's about to move to a little bigger stage. J.A., there is another element to Rubio's NBA future that complicates things some, and Steve alluded to it. That's the significant buyout he faces with his Spanish team. What's going on with that situation?
Well, it will cost initially more than $6 million to buy him out of his Spanish contract. However, they have appealed to an arbitrator. Looks like that amount will be reduced, so that will make it easier for him to come over and play in the NBA. Now, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. On one hand, it's a leverage, it's an asset, because he can always go back and play in Europe if he doesn't like where he's drafted. That's probably going to keep the Memphis Grizzlies from drafting him. On the other hand, it is going to be expensive for him. The NBA teams can only contribute $500,000 toward that buyout. So it also makes you think, if he were to slide down the draft board a little bit, would it be financially worthwhile for him to come over? Because with the NBA rookie salary scale, the lower you're drafted, the lower your first year's salary as well. So something to think about for him from a dollars and cents perspective.
A potential soap opera for somebody out there.